99 on Radio Free America. This is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I've got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our daily gun show. We come to you live every night at midnight Eastern. That's 9 Pacific for about an hour each night. We'll do 3 gun-related topics, different topics throughout the week. We come up with those topics on Mondays, so we'll be doing that in today's show. We run it live on YouTube. We simulcast it over at gunchannels.com, where we're watching the comments from the people that are watching the show live. After the show, we appreciate everybody who watches later, especially those that leave us comments and subscribe to our channels. All those actions help our shows to be recommended to more listeners, and that's one of our goals. So we do appreciate the people that help us out with that. Let's see, we have hosts. We got Bob jumping in from Canada. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Got Jimmy jumping in from Phoenix.
Hey, good to be here.
And I'm down here in Tucson again. So let's see, it is Monday, and it is episode 496. And we're back from Vegas and SHOT Show, and we had a gun show before, an antique gun show, and then just a regular Vegas gun show on the weekend after. And I want to thank again Bob and Jimmy for running the show there last week for a couple of days there. And I don't know, did the guys from Vegas jump in one of those nights?
Yeah, we had Smeggy and Pink jump in, give us a little update and run down what's going on and stuff. So yeah, we still had a jam-packed show.
I know. So again, thanks for 496 episodes. We're about to hit episode 500 here pretty soon. So on Mondays, like I mentioned, we'll schedule out the show. Today we're going to talk about a little behind the scenes on dealing with social media. Portion of the week we're going to talk about how to deal with files and storage, and then we talk about the events that are coming up on the calendar over on Gun Channels. Every day we talk about a gun shop, a gun of the day, things like that. But I don't know, is there anything that we want to talk about that happened over the weekend or since the last time we were live? Had the van chat yesterday. We didn't really have a tool chat this week.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, it was an interesting van chat.
Let's see, they're talking about the weather out there, and we got
Interesting van chat.
Oops. Oh, it's Gary's birthday. Hey, what do you know?
Hey.
So we're going to schedule out the week. So we'll kind of start out, I guess, the first topic then today is just talking about our week. So we usually do like we just talked about on Mondays, and then Tuesdays there's our Second Amendment Day. So our Second Amendment issue this week is Every Second Matters. But we're looking for new Second Amendment issues for topics for that one, for future shows, for future weeks. On Tuesdays, we also do the State of the State, and we're basically wrapping up the Gun Show Loophole Tour from last year and winding around through Kansas. We went to Dodge City there. And then, so we'll be talking about the gun laws in Kansas. Wednesday is the Entertainment Day. We'll be talking about handguns specifically in movies. And then our good idea, bad idea, fight to the death is attaching less lethal to your gun. And I'm guessing that can be like those new strobe things that they came out with, or some sort of taser. It's like a shotgun with tasers attached to it. And then we do the hashtag Daily Gun Show Showdown, where we'll take a look at all the people that use the hashtag Daily Gun Show over on the Instagrams, and then we judge them, and we decide which is the best picture on the Instagram. On Thursday, we do CCW and gun stuff and that kind of thing. And it looks like we still need a topic for our training segment. We're going to be talking about revolvers versus pistols, though, for CCW. And we'll be talking about gun lockers in vehicles for our gun stuff segment. Looks like we do need some topics for gun tech and gun biz this week. And then we'll be talking about full auto conversion books during our alternative topic. So anybody that's got ideas or suggestions, let us know in the comments now while we're live. So the whole point of this show is to keep a conversation going. It's not really just a radio show on the internet. We're trying to keep an active conversation going, and part of that is coming up with topics to talk about. If you're listening to this later and you want to give us an idea, you can always email us at dailygunshow@gmail.com.
For sure. Let us know what's on your minds. On your minds.
See somebody lurking out there. Let's see. Just looking over some of the comments here. See if we got any suggestions coming in. Nope. So I guess that was, wait. Just attach a 9mm. That's less than lethal. Oh yeah. Is there a Discord for the podcast? Not at the moment, no.
What is that?
It's another.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So we're simulcasting tonight over on the Gun website's YouTube channel, so I can go live over there again. And we got some comments coming on. Somebody says Springfield, Massachusetts, so I'm not sure if they're saying that's where they're from or if that's a topic. Clay's asking what happened to the channel. The Daily Gun Show channel is sitting over here. We're just simulcasting it. We do that once in a while. Got a topic of illuminated reticles. So I'll throw that in under Gun Tech, I guess.
And somebody else is mentioning, anyone excited about the new 44 Automag coming out? Yeah, I saw that. I didn't see it at SHOT Show. I saw the SHOT Show coverage of it. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I think you're gonna like that thing. There's about 6 different flavors of it.
I like the gold one.
Let's see. We got a question on the YouTube side. So is it true that in some states they have it to where you can't detach the clip of the gun? So you're probably talking about the magazine, the part that holds the ammunition. And there's some states that, yeah, you're not supposed to, you can't, by state law, have a detachable magazine. Correct. But just a few, very few states like that.
Yeah.
Hashtag detachable box magazine.
Yes. Magazine, not clip. I know there were people out there in the audience going, "It's not a clip, it's a magazine."
Yeah. I'll be fine. Thank you for your concern. So what else do we got here? So dealing with files and storage, is that our topic here?
Yeah, figured after SHOT Show, dealing with a bunch of folders, a bunch of files, I should say, would be something to talk about. All right, well, before we do, we're going to feature one of the members over at Gun Channels. Today it's Gary, so I think it's his birthday today. So I don't think we did that intentionally. So it's pretty cool. I don't know. Gary's been doing a lot of neat stuff over there. I think his what do you call it? Watermark is one thing that's caught my eye recently. It's just a really cool eye-catching watermark, and it's crystal clear with the transparent background and stuff. Pretty neat.
I'd like to check that out. I'll see that.
Pretty sure he's intimidated by it. That's why he left. But you don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, I don't know how to do those watermark things. So.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary's a good guy though. What was it, the tactical chicken or the tactical rooster, the tactical something or other? So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny when I seen that. Yeah, Gary's a good dude. So that'll take us into files and storage, I guess.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I don't know, when you guys are out there taking video, those are pretty big. And then what do you take them off your camera or your phone and then put them on your computer and then edit them or whatever, put them on YouTube, then throw them out? Or do you store them? Or do you put them on the cloud somewhere and archive them? Or
I
you
got
use
them on thumb drives all over the place.
thumb drives?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those little flash drives. So, like, I don't know. I always have too much. Like, I end up either deleting stuff to make room for new stuff, or I got to go out and buy new drives.
Yeah,
And
I've been
storage wise, I like to back up stuff that's important. Like maybe I'll have one on one drive or a couple different folders in one drive, or spread out on a couple different drives.
I've been tempted to go out and buy one of those external hard drives just because it'd be pretty convenient to use with the laptops. And then, you just got it. It's on that giant freaking drive.
Well, giant size wise, but not necessarily physically. I've got a 1 terabyte that I bought, I think, in Pennsylvania when I figured out that it was overloading the laptop I brought with me on the big tour. And so I bought it's about the size of a pack of cigarettes, so like smaller than a phone. It's actually thinner than a pack of cigarettes. It's more like a little bit bigger than a cigarettes tin or something, right? So not real big physically. And it's a terabyte. So it can hold a lot of info. And it's got maybe a less than a foot of USB cord. So it's got its cord that plugs into it. You plug it into a USB port, and then it's just a drive. It's just a place to put focal files. So I just create a couple of folders on there, empty my phone into it, duplicate it onto other drives so that I have more than one copy of everything. But yeah, those are, I think it was $70, and that was, I consider getting raped at Walmart. If you would have bought it online, I bet you I would have got it for 40.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But I think, yeah, that's the kind of thing. Go to Amazon, use our links wherever we got them. The other people on gun channels have Amazon links out there. That's the kind of thing. If you buy it on Amazon, you're getting a cut to whoever content creator out there that you feel like supporting that time. And you save money buying it on Amazon. It takes a day or two to get it, but we're not talking something that's critical, probably.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can. I can't believe how much you can save on Amazon than you go and do a regular dealership or whatever.
Like a brick and mortar, and it just makes sense. They got to pay for the labor and the brick and mortar, the insurance, keeping the air conditioner on, and it's handy. It's nice to have them, but if you got the time, get it cheaper.
Yeah,
So-
and I'm one of those kind of like I like to go and get it right away, but sometimes, like you said, if it's not critical and you're saving a buck, I definitely.
Yeah, and you can take a look and look at the reviews, make sure you're getting one that's decent, and then you have a chance to, just like on a gun purchase, go over to gun channels and ask around. We're all using phones, we're all using laptops, we're all using external drives. So it's the kind of conversation that it might not have come up in a while, but when you bring it up, you'll start hearing about what brands people liked, or what form factor, what physical size they liked. I take that industrial Velcro stuff that has really strong adhesive for like using in the shop or like in a vehicle or something, and I stick that on my laptop, and then I stick a opposite side of that on the hard drive, and it's just like a patch. It sticks on my piece of Velcro, so it's just always affixed physically to my laptop. It's just right there, and I can, since I have that piece of Velcro on all my laptops, if I need to move the hard drive around, if I'm sitting around in the van or on my lap or something, it's not a separate thing, it's sort of physically attached to the laptop real quick, and it's so small that it doesn't make any difference to the weight or anything.
Yeah, I gotta have easily over 50 of those little like 16 gig flash drives, little mini ones and stuff. Like, I don't know.
So the flash drive is the most I've had. I think it was maybe 4 gigabyte, and that's the problem with videos. It fills up pretty quick. Then you got like a drawer full of them. You got to figure out which one's which, physically organize them or something.
Yeah, it took me like couple years actually, to start realizing like I should put like maybe different color tapes on it or use a marker on one of them, and now I got a little system down, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, it took me a while just to figure out, don't just leave your thumb drives all over the place. I had to go and gather them all up one time, and it was like ridiculous.
Well, even when you bring them all together, like I got them all in sort of like a shoebox, then I don't remember which ones are which. Like Jimmy's saying, I used to be like, oh, I'll use this one for art, and I'll use this one for logos or something, and I use this one for passwords or something, and this one for something else. And now, that was years ago now. I don't remember which ones are which.
Now, who knows what they are? Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what might work for thumb drives is one of those key hook things, like for when you have like a lot of keys or something, and like organizer, and then you have like the door maybe that has a little place to write what the hooks mean or something. Maybe some sort of a keyring organizer might work for those things, since they're basically key rings. Angelina's saying she's a 4 terabyte Western Digital for pictures, art, and video, and then a Dropbox, which is like an online cloud thing, and for the business, I guess. Yeah, by putting it on the cloud, then every computer is just connected to that cloud account. The file is literally up in the internet on a whole bunch of physical computers, more than likely, and then your computers just reach to it as if it was a folder. So when we're all using Windows or Mac, right? For the most part, we're all using folder file structure. So when you have like a shared, or when you take one of these external drives, like we've been talking about, like Bob's talking about a thumb drive, or like I'm talking about a thing that's a little bit bigger, like a 1 terabyte external hard drive. It's basically just a laptop hard drive that's in its own little case, and then it plugs into a USB port on your computer, and that's its interface. But when you plug it in, it just shows up as a folder, just like your hard drive, or just like a floppy disk, or just like a CD-ROM, right? Just like a thumb drive. So the cloud folders are the same way. They just show up as another folder on your computer. It's just that it's a folder that doesn't actually physically exist anyplace except through your internet connection. Do you guys use cloud stuff at all? We've used the cloud Google garbage, I guess, or the Google folder for stuff.
Yeah, because sometimes it's easy to share that way.
Yeah, and then you can put permissions on it, and like she's saying, you can then use your various computers and tag up to it. I guess the issue is you got to have internet. Without internet, obviously, you don't have any access to it.
Well, there was a way I could turn it on, like I could sync that Google account that you're talking about for the drive, and save out every picture that I take will automatically go there, or video or that kind of thing. So I could automatically sync it if I wanted to, but I don't know. It's easier to just upload them individually to some stuff, I guess, you don't want to share.
You're not worried about like all the porn pictures going up there and then getting leaked, like all the porn actors or like all the movie actresses?
Well, see, that's why I got it on, where I could choose it. It's not on automatic. It's on semi-automatic.
Right.
I know. Once they start stalking you, man, they won't leave you alone. I'm telling you. Actresses are desperate.
But I think it's worthwhile to explore that cloud stuff, because it is fairly inexpensive, and you might not keep every single picture you ever take, but if you do have a bunch, especially if you're creating content out there, makes it pretty easy for things like logos and watermarks and I don't know, just some shared files and stuff. It's nice having it on Google, but it's Google, right? So having something like a Dropbox that you're paying for, you're paying for that. You can put what you want on there. You can give access to people, use it to keep stuff off of Gmail.
Yeah, it's still not safe though.
Not so much safe, just that they're not snooping around. You don't necessarily need to put it always on Google, because Google does read it. If you look at it, and that's how they figure out what ads to show you.
That's true.
All right. Well, I don't know if we're getting any other comments specifically about it.
I think so.
Bill saying he's used his external hard drive, USB attached for system. I don't know what it means by first system. Oh, I have to scroll down. First system backups.
200 gigs is decent. Gary was saying he pays $299 a month for 200 gigs on iCloud. I don't know. $299 a month, is that decent? You get 200 gigabytes a month?
I don't know. That's $2.99. I thought you meant a lot more than that.
Oh, like 209? No, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I haven't looked at. I think I do the Dropbox, and I think it's $9 or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, he's saying $9.99 a month will get you 2 terabytes.
So that might be more than Dropbox. I don't remember. So that's interesting. I guess I wouldn't want to put it on iCloud because of the whole, like, those actresses had their porn pictures stolen off of iCloud. I don't want my porn pictures taken off of there. All right. Well, now I think we're just reading a bunch of comments, but maybe we should talk about doing this. This concept of these segments of the show is to get the conversation going. So if this is something that's worth talking about, Clover does a lot of shows where he'll talk about behind the scenes stuff. I might want to talk about file storage that way. And then strategies of file storage. For a long time, for many years, I would store things based on the date, and then sometimes I started to sort them by trip or event or whatever the photographs were of, because if you just store them by date and you go back 3 years later, I don't remember when I did this or that necessarily. At least I think of it as like I went to the I don't know, state fair or something. You don't think about it like I went to something in March 14th. At least I don't think that way. I think of what I did, not the date I did it. So sometimes, or I thought it might be interesting sometimes to talk about the actual methods or strategies for sorting out stuff like images and videos. It's easy to sort it by like SHOT Show or something, but then do you start sorting your videos by pocket knife reviews and gun reviews and shooting events, or do you just do it by January, February, March?
Probably just for, I don't know. That would now ease to upload. Like uploading, you would do it by month. That would make it a lot easier. But if you're trying to use those videos for something, it'd make it easier if you just knocked it out and put them all in a group. So that's kind of a good question. I have to think about that. I think I'd rather group them first.
So what I end up doing is I put them in on my hard drives by month and then by sometimes what they are. So like I keep my Instagram pictures because they're already in a folder called Instagram. So I don't have to do anything. I just know those are my Instagram pictures. And then maybe I'll keep my videos in a separate folder, my dash cam videos in a separate folder, but all of those in like, a month. But then when I go to put them on Dropbox, and this is what I'll do sometimes while I'm in a chat or something, so that we're just kind of BSing or something, and I'm waiting for something to upload, or I'm waiting for some appointment, and I only have 20 minutes, and I can't really get into a big project. That's when I'll go in and take a look at like last month's photos and grab all the revolver pictures and put them into a folder on Dropbox called Revolvers. And then take all the pictures of the dog or something and put them in a folder called Dog on the Dropbox, but then with this date. So now if I'm looking for pictures of the cop car, I can go in there. And then if I'm looking for pictures of the cop car from September of 16 or something, I kind of go, I have two different, I'm doing redundant backups, but I have them sorted in different ways so I can access them differently. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I hear you.
And then that allows me to also discriminate what I'm going to back up instead of just backing up everything from January. Again, just have a plain RAID, a plain redundant backup. I'll go through and pick just the pictures of the gun shops I went to, or maybe just the pictures of the food or whatever it is we're taking pictures of, or if we went shooting or something, or maybe some pictures from artwork from the podcast or something. Put those all in separate folders, and then I can find them, based on what they are, artwork for the podcast. Or if I'm like, I know I did something like that in January of 18, I can search for them in a different folder by January.
Yeah.
Cycle was out there asking if Dropbox was a Google service, and I don't know, but I know every Android that I've ever had gave me the option to do it. So I think it's connected to them if it ain't owned by them somehow, or affiliated with them somehow. I don't know, but I don't know if it's necessarily a Google service.
It's not Google, no. Google has their own stupid Google Drive.
Oh, okay.
Now, somebody who was on the YouTube side was saying, Lockjaw saying, when I give everything a memorable name as far as sorting goes, and that's super useful. So if you just let your camera take a picture, depending on how you have your camera set up and how your camera works, right? More than likely, it's going to take a picture like 2018, January 29th or whatever it is, and then the time, 10:32, and then 0001 or something. Then if you take 6 pictures, it'll be all of that date and time, and then 001, 2, 3, 4. So, it's just going to give some kind of system like that to name its files, but they're just named kind of the date if you're lucky. Otherwise, it just names them by some random tag, right? But if you could then go in and name it like Antique Gun Show 001, Antique Gun Show, miniature table, Antique Gun Show knife making materials, Antique Gun Show main entrance, Antique Gun Show hotel parking lot, and give it real names like that. Now, not only are you set up, if you actually use that picture somewhere, a lot of times, it reads the name and it just automatically attributes that to the title. So you're a step ahead every time you drop into a, social media platform or something. But also when you go to search for it on your computer, you don't have to search for 2018, January 21, 10/15/001, because who else can remember that? But if you type in Antique Gun Show, boom, you get all the list of files that you named Antique Gun Show. And then you could type in, hot dogs, and boom, you get all the files that you named with hot dog. So you can use that to let your computer search function help you find the files that are, all over your hard drive potentially. That takes a lot of time. That's where you have to sit down and think about how fast you can take pictures. How fast can you go in and rename them all accurately?
Yeah, too true.
It's a lot of work. But if you're sitting around in a chat or something, it's probably useful for some of the important pictures. And think about that when you're saving stuff. You go and you edit a picture. If you just save it as blah, 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 or, 0.005 or something, you add just some numbers to the end of a weird file name. Take the time to give it a real name, and then it's searchable again. All right, well, I guess we got into a bit of
techno
there. All right, so then I guess we'll keep moving. So again, if that's something that we want to address in a future show, let us know, or ideally take it onto your own show. If you're doing something on gun channels or on iTunes or on YouTube or wherever it might be, or you're just having a conversation around the gun shop or the gun show, encourage people to master these tools. They're made for little kids and not difficult to master, and they're ultimately useful when it comes time to get information around and get people active. Let's see.
For our third subject here.
Huh?
Let's see what we're going to talk about for a third subject, or do we want to go into the gun shop of the day?
We can do the gun shop of the day. It's outdoor sports shop in Indiana. So got a video here.
What's a super easy way to tell that your bed is awful? The raw egg.
You can.
I always smell my eggs.
Shake them. Next up on the Gun Show Loophole Tour is a place called Outdoorsman Sports Shop. This is south of Indianapolis, Indiana. We are heading west again from Ohio, heading towards a gun show in southern Indiana, and stopped along at this shop. Just found it randomly on Google Maps or something, and it turned out to be a really cool shop. You can see by the floor that it's been there a while, and by the inventory, they just have a lot of stuff. So took video to try to get some concept of how much stuff they had there. Real friendly crew, and they had a lot of customers in there. It was early Saturday morning, I think, when I was there, and I think it was an early Saturday morning. There's an archery range upstairs, looks like 21 lanes, and there were people in there talking about archery. There were people in there talking about guns, and there were just people in there BSing. It was a really cool shop. Because it was so large, they had some kind of cool things like those markings on the floor to help you find things and get around to locate different departments, I guess. And overall, really cool store. There's a coffee machine for Dano. And again, just to give you the scale, we're kind of walking around and showing you how big the store is. A lot of selection for fishing and for hunting, and then for sports shooting as well. So we didn't have much time to talk to these guys. They were so busy. We just kind of walked through and we were on our way to a gun show. So if you're familiar with this shop, the Outdoorsman Sports Shop just south of Indianapolis, let us know in the comments. Stay tuned for more videos from the Gun Show Loophole Tour. And as always, thanks for watching.
The guys and gals have gun website.
That's a nice looking shop.
Yeah, I was kind of a target of opportunity. I had time before I was meeting a friend, and I saw this on the Google Maps, and it was a great one. You can tell from I kind of shook it around a lot, but just from the floors and the displays and the amount of product, you can tell this thing's been there for a long time. I don't know if I said in there, I wasn't listening to myself, how many years it's been there, but I think they told me. I think it was there like 43 years or something, a long time.
Yeah, it looks like you look at the wear on the hardwood floors and you just go, oh yeah, that's been a lot of foot traffic.
And it's really just south of Indianapolis, still in the suburbs. So it's, I would call it an urban or whatever, suburban type of shop.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
So every day we try to feature a shop, and that's today's. So what else we got? What was up with this gun of the day? Did you mean to have it drop down to like 1,000 rows like it does?
No, I have absolutely no idea. I thought one of you guys did that.
Okay, I thought maybe you were like going ahead and putting I'm like, wow, look at Bob put like gun of the days down for like 3 weeks. And then I'm like looking at it more and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this is all about that same gun. So this is probably the gun of the day.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know why it did all that other stuff. But yeah, it's the Beretta Model 70. Yeah, Beretta Model 70. So just nice little Beretta semi-auto pistol, really. But I kind of think they're kind of cool.
A little 22, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And, typical Beretta quality and everything. So, hey.
Oh, it's got one of them European kind of magazine releases there.
For God's sakes, why does everybody get upset about the magazine release, the European style magazine release? It's just a matter of getting used to it.
Just because I'm not one of those stubborn old guys that refuses to accept modern technology.
Oh, I love the magazine on my Browning High Power. I think it's perfect. It's just where it should be. But I don't have a problem with a heel release.
No, I mean, if you practice with it, in all reality, if you practice with it, it's fine. But I mean, it's
that's the main thing, is that it takes an extra step, right? You got to bring your hand
exactly,
intentionally remove it, and then go back up with another mag. So you're double pumping. Yeah,
you got to remember with it's a European design, and of course they never have to shoot more than 5 or 6 times because
they're not in a hurry.
Target. They're not used to that spray and pray. That's
not sophisticated.
Yeah, and especially with that suppressor, that looks like it's probably some type of an assassin or hitman's gun. So probably
Hitman's.
Hitman.
Hitman's.
Right on.
Hitman.
Beretta. Good idea.
That's our gun of the day. It's a Beretta. Yeah.
One of the oldest companies.
Mm-hmm. One of the oldest firearm companies in the world.
No, oldest companies even, period. Like just
yeah, that's true. Yeah, they've been because they were making shit when just about nobody was making shit.
Started making cannons, so that's one of the oldest companies is a gun company for damn sure. So it's definitely been a gun company all the time too. They were making cannon barrels or something.
Firearm company. But
All right, so I guess then we will move it along into, let's see, the movie. So every day we try to feature a movie that's something gun related, and today it is, where'd it go? Super Troopers. Seen this one?
Yeah.
yeah, it's funny. Yeah.
I don't know when it came out, but I know I didn't see it when it came out. I didn't know about it until way later. I don't know what the hell happened. I was kind of pissed at my friends for not telling me about it whenever it came out. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was like, it's a good movie. And they were really young when they did it, and it was done on a shoestring budget. And now they've just done a Super Troopers 2, which apparently is just as crazy as the first one, but with more of a budget.
I don't know if it's hard to recreate that magic, though. I don't know.
I
I'm
know.
skeptical.
The coming up to the cars, yes. The cops would pull the car over and they just walk up to these poor stoners and go, yeah.
I am pulled over. But yeah, I'll definitely it was funny. I'll give it, for a comedy, I'll give it 2 thumbs up. But if we're just rating it as a movie, like an every average day gun movie, I'm thumb up.
That's a real good point. Since this is gun movie part of it, that's a really good point.
Yeah, I'll
But
give
I'm
it.
also going to give it some credit because of its whole like police thing. Like I think they did the police comedy thing without, like, in a way that cops really like the movie. Like it's good-hearted cop. Like everybody likes it. It's not like the cops, and it's not like so pro cop that people can't like it because they don't get it. It's, you know, it's I like it in that aspect too. But you're
It's
right,
not anti-cop either. It's not like seriously anti-cop. It's not showing the cops as just bad people.
Oh no, I think most cops like that movie. Like it's not anti-cop. It's funny. It's like slapstick cop, and that's why I think they could do a good job. I don't think that those guys are, you know, like some of these people that are started out being funny, like start taking themselves real seriously. I don't watch enough movies, but I don't think I've seen these guys haven't like become actors and like take themselves seriously and like.
Yeah, well, they haven't become serious about their acting.
I mean, I think they'll still have fun with it. They're still just regular people that are.
They're not taking themselves too seriously, which a lot of Hollywood actors are. So
And they're not making so much money that they're just getting lazy and boring, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, I mean they had to crowdfund that sequel that you were talking about.
Yeah, well, I think they did the first one on credit cards or something. It was like done with almost no budget. So yeah, the second one, people kept clamoring for them to do another one, but they couldn't get Hollywood financing. So it ended up being crowdfunded, and that's probably why it's still good.
Yeah, seriously. All right, so that's our movie today. We got do we even have any more gun movies? What's going on here? Oh yeah, I guess we have a couple, but we can always use more. So if you got ideas for gun movies, even if it's something that we like to reuse and recycle, so let us know. Email us or let us know in the comments. Be part of the show.
I was gonna say we're coming up on episode 500. I don't think there's going to be any movies left.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only good gun movies. About 500 of them.
We're gonna have to start doing like musicals.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
The story of Bob and his windbreaker.
We did this as a
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it was going. I'm sorry. Guys know what that sound means. Time to crack them knuckles, whip out them keyboards, and get ready for the daily tactical pop quiz. Today, Monday, I've been doing this kind of the past few times, so I might as well just keep a theme. It's Monday, so we'll get into a little bit of a history question here. What was the original M4 barrel length before it was 14.5 inches. What was the original M4 barrel length before it was 14.5 inches? It should be fairly easy. Slim said 20. No. Travis T said 18 inches. No.
No, Gizzard, you're wrong.
Sean Green is warm. Lockjaw cold as ice.
I think Gizzard was warmer, but he's got colder. Now he's got colder.
I didn't see. I'm over on the YouTube side. My bad. I didn't see Gizzard.
Yeah.
We got an actual answer over on the Gun Website's YouTube channel.
Oh, snap.
Hypo Drake.
Really?
Yep, 11.5 inches.
Could always count on Hypo Drake or Hippo. I thought it was Hippo Drake.
Hippo Drake, probably. Anyway,
Oh,
I
cool.
can't
Hold
go
it.
over to our website, our Daily Gun Show. Dang it, my heater went out. DailyGunShow.com and let us know.
Yeah, who wants to be called Hippo? I think he wants to be called Hypo. Hypo Drake sounds cool. It's like you're a duck that can hypnotize people. Hippo Drake sounds like you're either an obese duck or, yeah, that pretty much just sounds like an obese duck. So the proper answer was 11.5. John Brown came in so late, it's just sad. Sorry, John. But on that, I guess
Go back to your gun club.
Hypo Drake. That makes you the tactical hot shot of the day. Congratulations.
That's
Proud of you.
All right, so then that can take us on to the history. Oh, one thing over here. The Monitor was launched today in 1862. Greenpoint, Long Island. That's it. Not a lot of history.
Those Long Island is. Oh, and by the way, yes. To Bob.
What?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, man.
Well, I ain't on the side chat, so I didn't see it until I came over here.
Oh, okay, because, yeah, G had already answered you. But, yeah, Rich White was out there saying, I said 11.5, and I went back and looked, and no, he didn't. So, don't mess. I've been watching. Dang YouTube guys, I was trying to sneak something in there. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll head over to the calendar then over on Gun Channels for this next segment of the show where we talk about what's coming up on the shooting calendar. So just had the SHOT Show. One of the, I think for gun stuff, it's one of the big, I think of that as the first thing of the year. So next thing we got on the calendar is Cycle Camp set up an event for planning for the house in Tulsa. If everybody wants to do a house, we'll have to get together with the people that experience the house in Vegas and see what we want to learn from that one and get it going. Definitely better to plan earlier than later for something like that. Then we got the Great American Outdoor Show on the calendar here. Looks like I should be screen sharing. I'll put it over here and screen share. So it's a little less boring for everybody listening. Boom. So we're looking over here on the main page of Gun Channels over on the left. We got the calendar. The Great American Outdoor Show it's happening now, I guess. So that's a week-long event in Pennsylvania. I think Marco and I'm not sure if Pink is going to that or not. And Moon is right near there. Looks like Cycle posted a few things from the Connecticut Citizens Defense League legislative workshop. It's coming up on Saturday. And then in February, their annual dinner. Looks like there's a Baltimore antique gun show listed in here in March 17th. I'm guessing that's in Baltimore, Maryland. Then we got the Big Sandy machine gun shoot coming up in March. There's an international cartridge show in St. Louis in March as well. And then the Wanamaker show is coming up on April 7th. That's when everybody will be getting together in Tulsa. Then we've got the USCCA Concealed Carry Expo on April 13th. Looks like the weekend after. And I forget where that one is, Kentucky or something. And then the Connecticut Gun Guild Spring Gun Show. So a gun show up in Connecticut. And the reason we suggest people post the gun shows and the local events is one, for people that might be interested in attending something like that, or if you're vacationing or you know somebody that lives in the area, but also those events benefit by having links to big sites like gun channels with a lot of traffic and a lot of people using them on a daily basis. So on Mondays we talk about the behind the scenes stuff, and we always like to, again, let people know you can either be an audience and then you're just a product. You are the product of the internet. When you sit around watching stuff on the internet happen, it's recording everything you watch, and you're just like one of those Nielsen boxes, and you're just a commodity. When you interact, you're at least, influencing what you're doing out there. And if you consider your actions as, creating influence out there, do that with intent. So learn how these simple machines work on the internet, these social media platforms, and use them. That you can literally influence trends and the way that these machines that react to our input rank things and put things in priority. So by sitting there passively watching, you're doing almost nothing for the cause. And by simply figuring out how these platforms work and using them very easily, you can really put some effort out there. You can put some influence out there. So again, we encourage you to do that on Monday. So it applies to the calendar. It applies to some of the other things that we talk about throughout the week. So just keep that in mind. You don't need to just be passive out there on the internet. It's not the old days of the television or the radio where you have no choice but to just listen. You have an ability to do something the other way as well. So do that with our show, do that with other shows, and we'd appreciate it. And I think you'll have more fun on the internet. I think we're wrapping it up. We're done. Is there anything else to talk about tonight?
Well, whatever's going on tomorrow, tomorrow or today, actually, or almost today.
Whatever. We're going to start off the morning with the early watch, and then there will be lobbies spread out throughout gunchannels.com. So if you're not already a member, please feel free to come over there and become one and be a part of the conversation, hang out. Anyway, so yes, there will be lobbies throughout the day. Then I believe prime time starts on Tuesdays now at 6 Eastern. Hang on a second. I'll tell you okay, yeah, 6 Eastern with the Outlaw Hatfield. Then Tactical Tuesday with Ghost Tactical. It's coming on at 8 Eastern. Then Hit or Miss coming on at 9 with Smeggy and Night Strike. And I believe Big Gunner comes on at either 9:30 or 10. It's either right at the end of Hit or Miss or after it. Big Gunner 81 comes on. So, yeah. And then after that, end up your night right with a little daily gun show in your cup. And that's it. That's it.
Yeah. So after those warm-up shows get you going and thinking about it, there you go. So anyway, we like to end our show with a quote. This one today is by Theodore Roosevelt. Wonderful guy. Before that, though, I want to remind everybody, please like, share, subscribe, thumbs up. Let's get some more subscribers on this channel. What are we at? 600? Terrible.
Never enough subs. Never enough.
Yeah, never enough subs. That should be our name. Never enough subs. So, and you know what, guys? If I'm just going to say this before I do the quote is, we have to do our quizzes on what comes up in our computer, and yeah, the internet is sometimes you're gonna have typed it in, and we ain't gonna see it until minutes and minutes later. So that's just the way shit happens. So like I say, it's our show. Suck it up, buttercups. That's the way it's gonna run. When we have an email quiz, then you've got your chance, right? Because that won't matter. But with these quizzes, it's what we see first. So on that note, Theodore Roosevelt, one of my favorite presidents. Man, that guy was tough. Anyway, courtesy is as much a mark of a gentleman as courage. Very true words. So on that note, I want to thank everybody for watching and listening, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.